Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to be spending some time on MIL Standard 461 CS101. We'll be looking at equipment from both AE Techron and Solar Electronics, which is used for testing. We'll start by going over a little bit about the equipment requirements, then we'll move to the equipment that's commonly used for testing, and then finally we'll spend some time on the AE Techron waveform generator. MIL Standard 461 CS101 is a conducted susceptibility test that is designed to evaluate the impact that signals coupled on the power leads have on the EUT. MIL Standard 461 can be downloaded directly from the DoD, which I'll put a link for in the description below. The equipment we're going to focus on will be based on section 5.7.3.2 and used for figures CS101-3 to CS101-6. Keep in mind, as we're walking through the equipment, it's based on the most common EUT requirements. Other equipment can be needed as well. Let's go ahead now and let's take a look at the equipment requirements in section 5.7.3.2. All right, now we're looking at the test equipment section for CS101. As we walk through the equipment, there could be other solutions out there. However, these are the ones we carry in our rental inventory. Let's go ahead and let's start at the top. For the signal generator, we're going to be using the AE Techron 3110A waveform generator. For the power amplifier, the AE Techron 7224 linear power amplifier. For D, the coupling transformer, the AE Techron T2000 LF conducted susceptibility transformer. For the solar equipment, starting at E, we'll be using the 6512-106R 10 microfarad capacitors, the type 9255 precision resistors for verification, and then finally for H, the Solar 8610-50s for the listens. Let's go ahead now. Let's take a little closer look at the equipment. All right, so we broke the equipment out by manufacturer. On the left, we have the AE Techron equipment, and on the right, the Solar Electronics. Starting on the left, we have the T2000 transformer, which is used with the 3110A and the 7224, which are just on the right of it. This equipment will be used to generate and couple the signals onto power lines. We'll spend some more time on the 3110A later on in the video. Just in case you do come across it, Solar Electronics used to make a test system designed for CS101 and CS01 called the Solar 8850-2. However, as of March of 2015, they're no longer making it. It's possible, though, you might run across a few of these at different labs or potentially on eBay. The Solar Electronics equipment, with the exception of the 9255 precision resistor, can be used throughout the MIL Standard 461 series of tests. Many labs already have this equipment or something similar. Now, taking a look to the right of the AE Techron equipment, in front of our listens we have our 10 microfarad capacitors. To the right of that we have our 0.5 ohm 9255 precision resistor, which will be used for the calibration. And then behind those we have our listens, which are the Solar 8610-50-TS listens, which are commonly used for the MIL Standard series of tests. Again, you will see other listens used as well. Let's go ahead now. Let's get the AE Techron 3110A started up and take a look at the testing capabilities for MIL Standard 461 CS101. Here's the software for the 3110A. If you're interested in a more detailed overview, go ahead and check out the other video we made on the software, which I'll put a link for in the description below. We're interested today in the pre-programmed test routines for CS101. Let's go ahead and get those loaded. To do that, select Files in the upper right corner. Then we're going to go to the Standards Library and hit Open. Next, we're going to go to Aviation, is where they placed it, and hit Open. And then now we're in the Aviation Standards Library. We have Airbus, Boeing, DO160, and Mil Standard 461, F as well as G. Let's go ahead and click G and then hit open again. Alright, so now we're in the Mil Standard 461G kind of sub-menu in the standards library. You can see we have RS101, and then we have several different test routines for CS101. You can see we have curve 1, curve 2, and then finally our power limits. Let's go ahead and select curve 2 at 120 Hertz, and then hit open. Alright, just like that, you can see we have the pre-programmed test routine in there. And then if we look just above the graphic display, we have the standard for CS101 and the associated figure as well as the frequency. Let's go ahead now and let's take a look at how the equipment is set up for the calibration and testing. Alright, now we're looking at figure CS101-3 for the calibration setup. Taking a look, we have our signal generator connected to our power amplifier going to our coupling transformer. This is where we use our solar 0.5 ohm precision resistor for verification. Let's go ahead now and go to the next page looking at figure 4. Here's this test setup for DC or single phase AC lines, and you can see we have only one set of listens. If the EUT requires 3-phase power, additional listens and 10 microfarad capacitors would be used. As you can see, the setup is very similar to that of the calibration setup with the addition of our listens and capacitor. Alright, that should complete the video today on Mil Standard 461 CS101. During the video, we walked through the equipment requirements and setups in the standard. Then we moved to commonly used equipment. And finally, we took a brief look at the AE Techron 3110A and the capabilities for CS101 testing. We hope this video has been useful, and please keep us in mind if you need to rent equipment for testing to Mil Standard 461 CS101.